friends? Welcome back to Second Star to the Left. I'm Michelle, and this is Billy.
Hi.
And here's where we'll share board game reviews, ramblings, and a few wrong turns along the scenic route. Time for the August wrap-up on Rainy Day Game Day. This month should be super easy. We managed 43 plays and 3 games that were new to us. The fact that there are only 3 new games on this list says a lot about the No New Games Challenge. It means we're actually playing our shelves and getting in more plays of our older games. I do want to find a balance so that we can still have time to play just for fun. Not that it's not a lot of fun to make content for the channel, but I also just want to sit around the table and play games. Balance is going to be the key. One of the things that I really enjoyed this month was being able to have an actual, real, in-person game day. My sister and niece came up and we played some games, recorded a few videos. It was just so nice to get to break in the game table. This game room remodel and table was a birthday gift, and it's been almost a year with no one but us using it. I was so happy to see people sitting around the table and gaming and cackling, laughing. I got to teach them how to play Brew by Pandasaurus Games. There was much laughing and lots of pizza. You can have a look at our Brew playthrough.
Look at our bloop.
And I'll put the link down below. And there's still more fun on the way that we put together that day. A couple of top 5 lists that we made will show up here soon. If we weren't playing a lot of new games, what was getting played this month? Well, we actually dragged the Crokinole board down off the wall where it lives and played a lot of Crokinole. It's one of the only games I can get everyone in the family to join in on easily, and it'd been way too long. Plus, Jim made me this beautiful board, and I don't get to use it enough. Board Game Arena is still getting a lot of use. It's fun to be able to play games with people that I've met over on the joint Discord server from Foster the Meeples and Table Knots. It's a great community of people over there, and given that we're all in different countries and time zones, Board Game Arena makes it possible for us to still play games. Simple games work best for me online. I can't seem to concentrate on the more complex games. So we played lots of Patchwork, Welcome to, Trek 12, Railroad Inc., things like that. Most of our in-person games were played at 2-player, as usual, and we got to replay a few of our favorites. Botanik by Frank Critton, Gregory Largy, and Sebastian Pachon is a head-to-head tile placement, tile drafting game where mecha-botanists try to create the most powerful machine to produce plants and vegetables in a very bizarre dystopia. If you want to learn a little bit more about this smart little game, you can check out our video, and I'll throw that link down below too. Fugitive by Tim Fowers is a quick cat and mouse chase through a deck of cards. A 2-player deduction game where you're either the fugitive or the marshal trying to outsmart your opponent on a chase. Since this one only takes 10 minutes, and since we were doing a review of it, we got to play this a bit. We also spent some more time with Paris by Jose Antonio Abascal Acebo. It's a dual-layered polyomino strategy game. Each play reveals more strategies and more ways to win. I like this game more and more every time we play. This one will most likely follow us on vacation this month, and while it's only a 2-player game, it's quick enough that we could rotate through players if we can convince them to play as well. We revisited our stalled UnMatched Tournament. We started a double elimination bracket tournament a while back, using all the characters we have available through our sets. Currently, we have Cobble and Fog, Buffy, Robin Hood vs. Bigfoot, Jurassic, InGen vs. Raptors, and Little Red Riding Hood vs. Beowulf. We're through the first round and working our way through the first round losers bracket. Our pace has slowed a bit, a lot.
We'll pick it back up.
But every time we bring it out, we remember just how good Unmatched is.
We should play it again after we're done filming.
Yeah, definitely. Unmatched by Justin Jacobson and Rob DeVal is a highly asymmetrical miniature skirmish game for 2 to 4 players. Each hero has a unique miniature, which we're painting, so, Billy is gonna paint eventually, and a deck of cards that represents their ability. The artwork on the cards is brilliant and thematic. I'm not a skirmish game person, but I love this game. You're managing your hand, strategically moving your minis on the board, and battling your opponent using the card's strength and ability. Each character from each set can be used in battle against any other character, or
Continuity.
and they can battle on any of the two-sided boards that come with them, which make for crazy combinations. My favorites are the Cobble and Fog characters, Invisible Man, Jekyll and Hyde, Sherlock, Dracula, but I'm a sucker for the Buffy set. My heart will always belong to Sunnydale, and playing as Buffy, Spike, Angel, or Willow is good nostalgic fun. We're going to keep moving forward in the tournament to see who comes out on top. And while we aren't always trying to play something new, we're getting a lot of chance to do that again. Now that Billy finished 3D printing the insert for Honeybuzz, I had an excuse to bring it to the table again and teach her. Not that anyone needs an excuse to play Honeybuzz. Peoples, this is one of the most beautiful games out there. And on top of having beautiful components and Peoples. It's a solid game. Designed by Paul Salomon and with art by Ann Heidslick and published by Elf Creek Games. See enough. This is a worker bee placement game where you're competing to build out your hive, gather pollen, and sell your wares in the marketplace. On your turn, you're placing worker bees on the board to gather honeycomb pieces that create patterns in your hive. These patterns trigger actions that allow you to increase your hive, getting even more beeples, or forage for ingredients, or sell to the market. It's a light to midweight game that's easy to teach, I think. You didn't have any trouble?
No.
Okay. And I was really happy that I convinced Billy to join in.
It was really fun.
Those are a few of the games from our shelves that saw some love this month. Let's talk about that No New Games Challenge and how we're doing. This month's totals for both games in and games out is 0. I mean, we could have gotten rid of a few, but that's still a win, right? No new games, no new Kickstarters compared to last month's craziness. Was it easy? No. Did we both make it through? Well, through August.
I survived August.
But someone caved bright and early on September 1st. What was that for?
The Avatar RPG. You'd understand if you'd ever tried the show.
No, not going to try the show.
Oh.
Don't at me.
Everybody at her.
No. Was it worth it?
Yes.
We're still working out the penalty. It's been suggested that she'll have to wait 1 day after it arrives for each dollar spent before she can play. Or maybe we'll just add time onto her no new games time period. I'm not sure, but there will be consequences. Retail games have been pretty simple to wait on. Kickstarters are just much harder, right, Billy? I just have to hope that they'll make it to retail. So, which crowdfunded games tempted me the most? Wicked and Wise by Fortessa Elise, published by Weird Giraffe Games. Dragons and Mice in an asymmetrical trick-taking game? Please, 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 please come to retail. And the other one that I really want to back is over on GameFound, and that's Mythic Mischief by Austin Harrison, Max Sanderson, and Zach Dixon, published by IV Games. This little asymmetrical abstract has been really tough to miss. You play as mythical high school factions that compete to avoid the Tome Keeper in the school library. Magic, mischief, and libraries? I've seen a couple previews for this game, and I am certain that it will be a hit here. Now we just have to wait. Patience? Not my strong suit. There were a couple of bigger games that looked tempting, like Iridia, but I found those were easier to hold off on because I'm not sure that they're going to get played as much as they should here. But small games, games that I know play well at 2, these have been the test. As far as getting games off our Unplayed Games Shelf, that's been going pretty well. Our challenge list from our video about our Unplayed Games Shelf had 6 games on it, so 1 a week. We have managed to get 2 played in the last 2 weeks, so we're right on track.
All right.
The 2 that we got played were Terraforming Mars, Ares Expedition, and Atlantis Rising. First impressions? Well, Ares Expedition felt like it was going to be overwhelming. Having never played Terraforming Mars, we had no idea what to expect. Complicated rules, tedious setup, but it had none of that. The production on this game is impressive. Dual layer player boards, and we went all in on the fancy metal cubes because of Of course we did.
They're shiny.
They're beautiful. Our first round or two, we were actually overcomplicating the whole thing. Turns out this is a fairly straightforward hand management action selection game. Once we got rolling, it was simple. We're going to bring this back to the table soon and give it a good playthrough without all the fumbling through the first few rounds. I think some of the wording and the instructions in combination with the iconography hung us up a little. It's possible that's because people already knew some of the terminology from Terraforming Mars. I don't know. But this could move way up on our list of favorites if the next play goes smoothly. The other game from our challenge list that we managed to get played was Atlantis Rising. We have the second edition designed by Galen Sissel, Brent Dickman, and with art by Vincent Dutrait, published by Elf Creek Games. Seems we're playing a lot of Elf Creek games lately. This is a co-op game where you're gathering resources to try and build a cosmic gate as Atlantis sinks around you. We managed to win our first game on the easiest level.
And only barely.
Barely. Playing those misfortune cards and facing the wrath of the gods is really tense as you're flipping over the cards and the water's creeping up and up the island.
And it snowballs. Once a little water gets there, more and more starts getting there.
It just keeps flooding. It was pretty tense. And look at that art. We'll have more of a review after a few more plays, and it'll probably show up in our list of ocean games. Theme week as we head down to the shore for a week's vacation. I will say that the setup was fiddly the first time, but hopefully that gets better since I stored them in a way that makes more sense and I know what needs to be done now. I would hate to see a fiddly setup get in the way of us playing this more often because I think this might be in the list of our top co-op games. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to decide for sure until a few more plays, but it's definitely possible. So 2 down, what's left on the challenge list? Clank, Awkward Guests, which is coming down the shore with us next week, the 2 Everdell expansions, and Villainous, Perfectly Wretched. So yeah, we're going to finish this list easily. 1 more month of No New Games Challenge as we head into September, at least for one of us. This month should be easier. Fall is my favorite season, and we usually spend all of October watching spooky movies and playing spooky games. But this year, we've decided that there are just too many to contain in a single month. So starting September 1st, it is officially Spooky Games Months and movies. We have a whole list of spooky games that we love and maybe some surprises coming up during these months. We're always looking for suggestions for good spooky movies and games. Let us know your favorites in the comments and maybe we'll get to them during this month or next. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see,
or if you want to keep watching till we get one right,
please like, subscribe, and share. You can also follow us on social media at Second Star to the Left, and all the links will be down below. As always, open tables, open minds, and play your shelves. And other than that, nope. Dork.
You do really know.
I do really know a lot. I know so much.
I should call you Leslie.
I'm gonna transform. It is terraforming.
You were gonna say it is transforming.
I think that I typed transforming.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.